How big is your collection? Do you have like a number, a catalog?
I got about 1,000 CDs. I got about 300 vinyls, and I got about like 75 cassettes, audio cassettes.
That's serious stills.
That's a lot.
So
Yeah.
that's like I really am like this is my data. Whenever I go to New York, for example, like this is the first thing that I do. I have
What?
like my budget for CDs. I just go buy them and then I'm done. Then I can enjoy everything else.
That's amazing.
Where do you go?
Academy Records, A1 Records. I used to go to there was a spot in Williamsburg, but it closed now. Rough Draft. That was in
Okay.
Brooklyn, Williamsburg. Um, that's the main spot. But A1, that it's not too far from Pro's brother, like in the LES. A1 is the
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
dopest.
Yeah.
Really
Yeah.
is.
Yeah. Facts. LES definitely has like the best CD picking that like
Definitely.
you could probably find in the
What
city.
is
You're gonna be able to
LES?
find Lower East Side. That's also the birthplace of the dub, and well, I don't know about birthplace, home of the dub,
Home place, yeah.
for sure. I think Jupiter is actually in the same area, so it might be birthplace. But yeah, um, LES just generally has a lot of good thrifty shopping to be had, and CDs is definitely one of them, and that goes back to like the '90s. Um, they always you can always find like a spot that's like right around the corner,
Mm.
um, that just has either records or like old CDs. Um, yeah,
And it's not even
really
like
good.
big places, but
No,
they're
no, no.
always packed, always packed.
Mhm.
And that specific one, A1, like a lot of people in Montreal recommended me that I go there, a lot of DJs and stuff. And when I started to go there, before they had CDs, now they only carry vinyls and cassettes. They have like a lot of cassettes. But I mean, you can find albums like you can find the Shaheem's album in cassette. You can find like I don't know stuff that I'm not used to finding in Montreal. That's one thing that I love whenever
Right.
I go there. Is like I
Yeah.
get to find stuff that I would never ever find in Montreal at
Yeah,
all.
no, New York City, you can find anything that you want, essentially, for the
Right.
most part. You just,
Definitely.
like, depending on once you start talking about like crazy things, you can still get it. It's just how much are you willing to pay? Like, like once you start talking about extravagant things, right? But like, generally speaking, like, I always tell people, like, no matter what your hobby is, you could find a group of people in New York City who are into your hobby and like do the same exact thing as you do. Like there's people of all walks of life in the city, and you can find whatever it is that you're looking for in the city for
I
sure.
think this is one of the things that motivates me, and this is why like when I was telling you earlier that I was always like working 60 days straight, then going 3 4 days to New York. Like this is one of the things I was zoning out, and I was just like anywhere you walk, there's something. There's a different type of population. There's like it's like Montreal times 1,000. So whenever I go in there, like I just get I just get inside the city and I just feel everything. Like
Yeah.
I walk
Yeah,
so much when I'm there. Like, it's just like
yeah, none. Yeah, Holden learned that shit.
Nah,
He
I
was
ain't gonna
yeah.
like,
lie.
"Wow, I'm getting all my steps in."
No, because like what happened was is Flacco was like basically with us the whole day. He's like, Tuesday you're on your own. And Bonnie wanted to go to the bookstore. And I'm like, and we didn't have like a plan, right? Like, what do you don't need a plan. Everything is exciting the first time you're somewhere. Fucking traffic was dope, okay? Like, that's how good it was the first time. I'm sure I won't think traffic's always dope, I promise. But so we're at like, the Airbnb, it's like where the Third Avenue bridge is into the Bronx, and we're like literally wrap around. That's where it is. So this bookstore is at Ninth Avenue in Manhattan. So, or 9th Street or whatever, all the way on the other side. So we walked that way the whole way because we were like, what else are we going to do? And I figured that would just like, I didn't realize how big it was.
Nobody ever realizes how far.
No, because like I looked at the kilometers and shit, right?
Yeah,
but I even like did it like that. But
like
then I'm not in the shape I was, right? So I tell you, the biggest takeaway from New York is I'm never going on vacation that chunky again. Never. Because I could have did it at one point and I let myself go. So like, so then we walked past it though. That was the worst part. We went past where we were supposed to go and had to double around and come. Oh, that was not, she was not thrilled in those moments. And it was like, we achieved it. Then we get to it and it's a giant bookstore. So you're left with more walking around.
Like, honestly,
it's a dope bookstore though. It's kind of like, I've never seen one so big. It's like everything in Montreal times.
Everything is over there. Everything is supersized over there. I walk literally from Brooklyn to Upper West Side.
That
was a 6 hour walk. But this is what I enjoy. Like,
I'm telling you, bro. Next, I want to do it too, bro. I think it was the best way I could have spent that day. I know it sounds wild. I could have taken trains and shit. We took the train, the bus back or whatever, right? But like, we took, yeah.
Bonnie's in the comments and she said, bro, my legs and feet were sore.
That was the next day when we're like walking around and I'm like, oh my God, this is what it feels like. But like, honestly, because you watch the city literally change as you do that walk. And they had like internet on 3rd Ave, so like we just stuck to 3rd. Yeah, that was it, because there's free Wi-Fi. So like we just stuck on that street and walked the whole way. And I was like, this was incredible, because like when I go to Google Maps, I can picture it now, and it's like more valuable in a sense. And like, honestly, yeah, once we got into boring gray parts of Manhattan and it kind of looked a little bit the same, it was like, okay, a little less fun than the more colorful parts, but it was crazy cool. Like, I don't know if I'd want to do that walk, just that one street again, but like in general, yeah, the idea of just walking around a city like that, that's actually lit to me. I did that shit in Toronto too.
Yeah, New York City is great for that. Like, that's one of the like beautiful things, and
there's art everywhere.
Like, if you allow yourself to, like, it's a very motivating city. It's like the city itself and the people were very motivational, because people are always on the go, people are always doing things, and people are following their desires and their dreams and their wants and finding their people and their tribes. So like, New York City is great for that, like, you know, so not surprising at all that like you know, like I always find it surprising when people talk badly about it, and it's not like right, like I've done a lot of traveling and I've been to other places and I see the beauty in other places, right? So like when people like leave New York like, oh, it was a shit city, I'm like, nah, crazy. Like, you allowed a bad moment to like dictate your whole time here, and you probably came with the wrong attitude. But like, New York is definitely like the type of city that is very welcoming, even though it's how it is, like where people feel like, oh, people are rude there, and it's just like, I mean,
honestly, I just like, didn't have a bad experience like that.
People aren't really,
but nobody was like really rude to me the entire time I was in New York. I got one funny look because I was acting like a tourist. Fair, but like otherwise, nobody was rude. I encountered no rudeness in my at all.
Yeah. Like, and no, because
we love showing people the city and like showing people where we're from, and like taking them around our way, and like to us it's like, yo, this is our home, so it's just like, yo, let me show you my home, and let me feed you, and let me like show you, and like something dangerous could be happening right there, but you're gonna be okay. Don't worry about it. Like, you're with me, everybody, you know, like. And that's just how New Yorkers are, you know, like, it's just, that's the way it is. So like, when people leave like talking about us like, oh, New Yorkers are all rude, I'm just like, what? You're crazy. Like, we're actually really hospitable people. Like,
I will say that customer service is definitely not the same thing as it is in Montreal, but that's
nah, super not. Super not.
But
customer service here.
People in general are mad nice.
Yeah.
That's funny.
For sure.
We do have pretty high standards of customer service.
Bonnie said everyone was super friendly and jovial. I was there to protect Coho.
What's gonna happen? With your lady friend Bonnie around, you're totally fine. No, for real though, you might think that, but Bonnie is one of these people that you could put her in a room full of the most hostile and dangerous people, and she will be their best friend within 7 minutes. It's really,
I don't doubt that, actually.
She has that ability. So it's weirdly like you are kind of safe around her, because I can be annoying, and I know it.
Wow, I can be annoying.
Not always safe. I can talk my way out of most of it. Having Bonnie around, it's like a lucky charm.
Improves your odds and shit.
Gets you out of situations too, I'm assuming.
I mean, usually they don't happen. We're relatively boring people in that regard. I'm not that dramatic.
Oh, okay.
I try hard. Now, I'm even bad at the making fun of my friends thing. So it's like, but I have one like big question that we cannot forget, because if not, I feel like we'd be doing a whole disservice to being on the End of the Week platform. End of the Week Quebec is doing this ridiculously interesting thing with kids in schools right now. And I feel like you should break down a little bit what's happening there, because while I'm watching it a little bit, you're like directly in the middle of it, filming people and stuff. So yeah, let us know what's happening with that.
Yes. So basically, it's kind of like a follow-up to, it's the second year that we have the show La Fin des Faibles, which is literally End of the Week, but in French. And we have it on national television. That's the second season that starts now. And then what we decided to do is that we got a partnership with the city of Montreal, and that we are offering workshops of rap to kids from 12 to 17, but we're teaching them the actual challenge. So there's 5 workshops of 2 hours each, and each workshop is related to, let's say, the freestyle bag, the written, the acapella, the cipher, MC versus DJ. And then at the end, there's 7 boroughs of Montreal that are participating in it. And then there's a challenge on each of those boroughs. And then the winner of each of those boroughs will be at the Parc La Fontaine. They're building a new theater outside there. The mayor of Montreal will be there, and there's going to be a lot of people, and the kids are going to be presenting the final showcase there. So that's where we're going. So right now I'm going into different schools because I take care of 2 boroughs, NDG and La Salle.
Let's be real. NDG.
And we got Basics as the mentor, and then Wally as well. And then we're going into different schools to recruit kids. So it's a different approach with both, because with Basics, you can just tell the kids to write a word on the paper, and Basics can improvise for 2 hours if you want. And then with Wally, he's more about written, and he's more bonding with the kids. So we go in all the lunches of the kids, and we go sit down with the kids, talk to them about the challenge, talk to them about rap workshops. Because, I mean, they didn't have nothing for 2 years because of this COVID. So having rap workshops given for free, and also to have chances to win studio time, to win chances to have mentorship with professionals in the scene, that's crazy. And that's really one of the best projects that I've been a part of. Like, all the schools are really down with it. And that's the thing, like, you need to understand that in Quebec, it's not really like, hip-hop is not really like infiltrated in all the other spheres yet. So for us to get inside the school system, when other programs have been waiting a long time to get approved for their funding, but we just got approved in front of everybody because of how dope the project was, that's great. And I mean, we got almost 100 kids registered so far in all those 7 boroughs. So that's really intense. Like, I'm already having like conversations with the kids that are asking me questions about this and that, about how they should write, how they should do this. And I mean, that's great. Like, whenever I can match like my passion with business, with hip hop, with the kid, like I can mix everything everything all together makes. So that project is one of the best really that I've been part of.
Yeah, that's really incredible. When do the when does it like the actual shows start happening like for the kids?
So the registration, how do you say inscription en anglais?
Registration. That's a good word.
Registration. So the registration ends on 25th, so on Friday. And but it depends on the boroughs, because me, for example, in LaSalle, I start this Friday the workshops, but in NDG I start next Thursday. So all the boroughs are starting in different dates, but the actual challenge for the city would be in July. So between May and July, all the boroughs will have their own finals.
And will people be able to watch the finals for the boroughs?
Yes. Yes, you can go even if you didn't participate, or if you're not a family or friend, or you can still go. That's not a problem.
Yeah,
I'll send you all the information.
Yeah, super cool, especially the NDG one. I mean, like, I have to pay.
That's your borough.
That's what it is. It doesn't matter who's the best now. It's Team NDG. It's what it is. I'm backing that guy.
The dope thing also is that in NDG, out of 19 subscriptions, there's 11 girls.
Woo!
So that's dope. It's
gonna be hard.
The girls really wanted to get in that activity. So I'm proud of that, because hip hop is always a man thing. It's always like all people always saying that a woman is like out of the box when it comes to hip hop. So I'm proud to see that it's not the case, and that those young girls are here to show us.
Yeah, I can't even wait. That's gonna be super dope.